Let me start off by saying Aarron Rodgers has gained a fan. The interview with Pat McAfee was absolutely fantastic. Rodgers was right about every single word he said in that interview on Pat McAfee's podcast. But you know what's the really sad thing is we live in a society where Rodgers is currently being canceled and bashed by everyone in the media, fans, people in society, that because he tested positive for a virus, because he didn't want to get a vaccine that was not in the best benefit for his health. So now he should be suspended, lose his job, and be canceled. But on the flip side, a guy named Henry Ruggs gets behind the wheel, drunk out of his mind, driving a vehicle 156 miles an hour and quote unquote accidentally kills somebody, but we should love him and he just made a mistake and it was just an accident. So we can't bash him too much, but let's bash the guy who didn't want to get a jab that he said medically is not in the best interest for him and would not help him in any way, shape, or form, which actually, due to his own medical conditions, which is his business, was not in his best interest. And like he said, health is not a one-size-fits-all. Each individual you need to make your own choice, what is best for your body. Rodgers made a decision which is best for his body, and people have a problem with that. And that's the problem here. But people on the flip side will say, oh, well, Rodgers lied. He lied. He said he was immunized where he wasn't. First of all, he didn't lie. Second of all, the reporter never asked a follow-up question. So that is not his fault. Third, you know who really lied to all of you, lied to me and lied to everyone in this country? Anthony Fauci, all these damn politicians, and all these damn governors lied to you. That's who actually lied to you. Let's take a little flashback. March of 2020, right? Around March 11th when sports got shut down and the whole country was getting shut down. What was their narrative? Okay, we need to shut down and quarantine for 2 weeks, do absolutely nothing. And then after that, we could go back to some normalcy, right? Remember those times? After 2 weeks, then they push it to another 2 weeks. Then they push it to another 2 weeks and another 2 weeks. Long story short, we're now 2 months into a complete shutdown. What do they say after that? Okay, so we just need to wear masks across our face. Everyone needs to have a mask across their face and everywhere they are. And then after that, if everyone cooperates, then this whole thing will be over and we can go back to normalcy. Well, had that age out. So we have one lie for the 2 week shutdown, 2 lies with the mask mandates, because none of those works, even though they said that this would be over if everyone cooperates with masks. And then the narrative is, okay, masks, not only do we need to all wear masks 24/7, but now we can't have any normalcy until a vaccine comes out, right? But let's take a little flashback to 2020, when Trump was pushing to get this vaccine out in a 9-month span, and all these same politicians and governors and people who are now so pro-vaccine, we're all anti-vaccine. How can we trust this? How can we trust President Trump? Blah, blah, blah. Go on and on why we can't trust it. Biden gets into office, and now what's the narrative? Vaccine, 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 vaccine. Everyone needs to be vaccinated or you lose every single constitutional right so far. Please make this make sense for me. So the vaccine, they said, is safe and effective. They said that you could still spread the virus and contract the virus if you are vaccinated. Don't know how that makes sense, but okay. Let's just take that narrative for you. Then mandate vaccines, but you still have to follow COVID protocols and wear a mask. So how safe and effective is this? I'm still confused what science and logic behind that there is with this vaccine and these COVID protocols. And not only that, let's take a look at what Rodgers said in this interview. And let's talk about science, because they tell me trust science, right? And going to their third lie that I forgot to mention. So once the vaccine comes out, we'll go back to normalcy. But the vaccine comes out, we're still not back to normalcy because there's still a million different COVID protocols that, again, have no logic behind them. So now who's actually lying to you? It's the governors and it's the politicians who are actually lying to all of us. So what Rodgers said, he's being tested every single day, right? But vaccinated players get tested once every 2 weeks. And on game days, non-vaccinated players get tested at 5 a.m. in the morning. And then they have to wait 30, 40 minutes in their car until they get the okay that they were negative. Then they could go into the facilities, right? But vaccinated players get tested once every 2 weeks and go right in. So who's really in danger here? Who's really more of the safe group here? Rodgers says that he has to wear a yellow wristband on his wrist everywhere he is, basically saying, okay, shame me because I am not vaccinated, trying to tell everyone that he's not vaccinated. Because all this is, it's not about safety and health. It's all about control and pushing your narrative. That's what this entire thing is about. So let me get this straight. So Rodgers has to work on the side by himself, but wear a mask. And like he said, where's the science behind breathing in cloth and carbon dioxide while you work out and 24/7? Where is the science behind that? For a virus, again, when he is not having, because he tested positive, then he began his quarantine. So at the time where he's still testing negative, he's following protocols that he does not have a virus for. And then here's the best part. So when he's sitting on a press conference, they want him to wear a mask, but he's in a room where no one is near him. There's people in front of him, many feet back, who are not only vaccinated, but wearing masks. They want him to wear a mask too, and they want people to wear a mask on the sidelines. But once you get on the field, then you can take your mask off, and you don't need to wear a mask. So what I'm getting at, according to this science, is COVID-19 virus, and these governors, politicians, and the league gets on the phone with the virus and tells it when it can and can't spread. Because someone needs to come to me and tell me, what is the point of having COVID protocols if you're not following any social distancing and COVID protocols while you're on the field, but on the sidelines and anywhere else you need to? So I guess while you're playing football, or playing any sport rather, the virus doesn't exist. Is that what you're telling me? There is no logic and no science behind this. Actually, not being vaccinated is actually having a more quote unquote safe logic behind guys who are being vaccinated. And Rodgers said himself that he is only really near vaccinated players. So what's most likely the case? That he caught this virus from a vaccinated player. No one died. No one got sick. He's not even sick, for crying out loud. And everyone is complaining that he should be suspended, and he did so wrong because he lied. Actually, we got lied to by these politicians and governors. That's who actually really lied to us. But all of you have a problem. What Rodgers did for what is best for his body. If what's best for your body is to get vaccinated, then you have the right to do that. If your best interest is not to get vaccinated because you trust your own immunity, or you have any other medical or religious exemptions, then you don't need a vaccine. This is all to push a political agenda. It has nothing to do with your safety and health. Because like I explained before, there's no logic behind any of this. And if someone wants to come to me and tell me the logic behind any of this, I would love to hear. I stand with Aarron Rodgers 100%. And like I said in the beginning of this segment, Aarron Rodgers has gained a fan because he is 100% right in this. He did absolutely nothing wrong. It just hurts a lot of people's feelings that you don't respect his decision and you want to say, get the jab, get the jab, get the jab. Well, what if you don't feel comfortable with that? How about as an American, as each individual person in this country could make their own decision? What is best for them? If it's best for you to get the vaccine, then get it. If it's in your best interest or your comfort to wear a mask or two masks, as some people are doing nowadays, then go do it. If you don't want to, then don't. Everyone in the organization knew Aarron Rodgers wasn't vaccinated. And at that point, he's not hiding it from anyone. And regardless if he lied or not, or if you want to argue that he did lie, it's none of your business or my business or Joe Schmo's business what his medical history is, because that's his own choice. And if you don't like it, cry me a river. Because at the end of the day, he doesn't care, and no one else is going to really care if it hurts your feelings. Rodgers is 100% right. And any other player who decides not to get vaccinated, that is their choice and their right as an American in the United States of America. So that's going to wrap up today's show. Let me know in the comment section below if you stand with Rodgers or you believe he should get the jab regardless if he consents to it or not. Again, thank you for watching the Falco Takeaway. Thank you for watching my content. And if you haven't already, make sure you follow the Falco Takeaway on Instagram and YouTube to check out more of my content.